And then, some of the other curiosities came up, and I started asking more questions.
Mm-hmm.
The questions started getting harder, and my mom was like, "Well, you need to ask somebody else because I can't answer those."
Absolutely.
And so,
absolutely.
And then it kind of snowballed from there. It sparked up. I was in a science camp from then on, continuing to math, continuing to science. I used to read encyclopedias for fun.
Oh wow!
Be in the library, go to the nonfiction section, pop open the books. All right, what new information can I figure out today?
What age was the science camp?
This was probably middle school, so about 10, 11.
Okay.
About 11 years old, I started with that. So it was early on. So I knew I wanted to be some kind of scientist early on. I got to be in the sciences. And so high school, I took physics for the first time, and growing up, I grew up in the south side of Raleigh. So shout out to Raleigh, North Carolina. There's some folks out there that, they already know who I am. But we didn't have examples like that. So I'm Afro-Latino, so there were no examples that I could see in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
Definitely nobody at my school or in my circle of friends. And so it was really, all right, if I want to go down this path, I got to do it by myself.
Okay. In your school, what was the population of Black and Latino kids?
It was mixed. So I would say my high school was probably maybe like 30% Black, 20% Latin. And then the other half was white and Asian, Indian.
Okay.
So it was a good mix, but the mixture of students in my classes were mostly white and Asian and Indian. Mm-hmm. And so even in my classes, I'm like, okay, yeah, I've got my friends are here, but they're not in my classes. They weren't in the advanced classes. They weren't taking physics with me. And so I'm still, I would get out of class, get in some trouble during lunchtime, whatever. I might skip a class or two. They can't get me in trouble now because I'm out of school. But just good. Now going back into class, I'm like, okay, I got to go back into the mix of stuff, right? You got to code switch a little bit. I learned that early on in high school, code switching. Right. But after that, I then realized, I can do the same thing. I can learn the same thing with my people. And so that's when I discovered, I'm going to an HBCU. Got to. So went to A&T, shout out to Aggies, Aggie Pride, it's worldwide.
All right.
Did a bachelor's there, master's, PhD. I taught there for 7 years.
You taught there for 7 years. Okay.
Yes. So I did it all at A&T. And so that was really a place that really nurtured the mind, the heart, the soul, the body. Like the HBCU experience it can't be replicated. It's one of a kind. It's one of a million.
People look like you all the time.
See, look, and they look like you. They talk like you.
Yeah.
Yep.
You got your experiences. Yeah. Yep. And so being in that environment combined with the science and the math, it was amazing.
Yeah.
And so that was the journey. The journey extended a little bit beyond that into what I'm doing now.
Yeah, but, tell me about that. How do you get the PhD and everything? You know what? NASA. Yeah, that's next.